I want you all to take a moment and think to yourself, what is one of your most anticipated games of all time? When did you first hear about this game? And most importantly, did it end up holding up to your lofty expectations? When I heard there was a new South Park game on the horizon, I was really pumped. After two incredible entries with Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole, it was nearly impossible to hold back my excitement for Snow Day when it was originally announced back in August of 2023. I had flashbacks of countless hours of fun exploring South Park, countless laugh out loud moments, and pure shock at some of the things they put into the game. I envisioned myself using the most grotesque weapons and abilities to conquer the enemies in the world while enjoying the most obnoxious and grossest of fart jokes. And I wasn't the only one. Gamers seemed unanimously excited over the announcement video, showing huge support and eagerness for the new title. We were going to get another amazing South Park game for the ages. Unfortunately, after playing the game in its entirety, not only is it not as good as its predecessors, but it's just not that good of a game in general. Here's why South Park Snow Day will end up being the biggest disappointment in 2024. First, let's dig into the most noticeable difference between this game and its predecessors, which is the art design. One of the best things about Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole is the fact that the art style is nearly identical to that of the show. It makes you feel that you are actually in a giant episode of South Park. If you showed cutscenes of either of those games to someone that had never played them, they would think that it's an episode of the show that they never watched before. That was part of the charm of the other games, and we just don't get that here in this one. While the 3D art style does remind me of a modernized character model of South Park on the Nintendo 64, it takes away from the immersion and charm from previous entries. But considering the gameplay mechanics intertwined with the game's art style, it's clear that sticking with the traditional 2D art would have limited the possibilities of this game, making its change into a 3D world not just a choice, but a necessity. The problem with that, though, is the gameplay isn't all that fun. It just feels very plain overall. There's only 3 melee and 3 ranged weapons available at launch, and to be able to get additional weapons later on, you'll need to invest $30 in the Season Pass. That's not nearly enough weapons for this style of game, if you ask me. There was a perfect opportunity to take weapons from Stick of Truth and implement them into this game, but sadly, that just isn't here. Enemies are repetitive and uninspiring, and can be quite spongy even on easier difficulties in playing with others. Another problem in Snow Day that revolves around the combat is the card system they have implemented. Cards are abilities you can use throughout each chapter after you've become pissed off enough. Now, you become more pissed off with successful hits on enemies and enemies that hit you. You also get one special card or bullshit card that can be used a specific amount of times per chapter depending on that card. Most bullshit cards you will get anywhere between 2 to 4 uses, and to be quite honest, most of them just aren't that fun to use. The variety once again feels like a big problem. I often found myself not even bothering to use them or forgetting to use them altogether. There are some cool ones like Meteor Storm and Laser Eyes, but the entire card system is built in a roguelike way, so there is RNG on which specific cards you can obtain. As far as the standard cards go, most cater to how much health enemies drop, ways to get pissed off quicker, and some minor tweaks to weapons that you already have. Again, there's just not enough variety to be had here. I felt that enemies dropped enough health as is, and that I was able to use my abilities often enough to not bother using quite a few of the cards unless forced to. Lastly, I would like to talk about the writing. While there are some funny moments to be had, it's not your typical South Park humor. It's not nearly as crude as previous entries, and it's much more tame. Once again, this is a perfect moment of what could have been, and more faithful South Park fans will definitely notice. For better or worse, I vividly remember the Nazi zombie fetuses, Mr. Slave Summon, Jared Fogle, priest boss fights, and God forbid that parent bedroom scene, on top of many other memorable moments. There's nothing even relatively close to shock value here in this game. I mean, come on, this is South Park. South Park! Crude humor aside, there's not much going on for it in terms of enemy writing either. The entirety of the game, you're just facing the same few NPC types, which are all kids, with the exception of the final boss. No adults, no cops, hillbillies, gingers, hall monitors, strippers, man-bear pig, none of that. It comes off as half-assed and uninspiring. All the enemies would share the same recycled voice lines. This hurts me because I know the quality of the writing that can be had here. We've seen it for nearly 3 decades at this point. I can respect wanting to try a new direction of art style and combat system despite not being a fan, but to me, the writing is the biggest shame of all. There's no doubt that this game had big expectations going into it. And maybe a lot of them are unfair, but when you're following up with not only one, but two beloved titles, there's a lot of weight on your shoulders and pressure to deliver yet another amazing game. One we all know could have been met. While South Park Snow Day may be an enjoyable experience for some, it falls victim to a what could have been thought for me. Future updates and additional free content down the road could change my opinion, but until that time, this is the most disappointing game of 2024. Thank you all for watching today. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe for more gaming content down the road and to follow me over on Twitch to watch me play these games live. And until the next time, take care.